Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I don't know what that intro will be like because the video took like a second to play. So I was like, I guess we're starting, but then we didn't start, but now we're starting. Okay, today going live really quickly to just talk through a blog post that I published several weeks ago, but then I just kept having to delay this live video, which will go inside of the post. I want to talk about how to know if your nervous system is dysregulated. I've been talking a lot about the nervous system. I have a new nervous system coaching program called Regulate and Rise, which you can find on my website. I guess I should add that to the description as well. But in Regulate and Rise, it's 12 weeks one-on-one coaching where I'm going to walk you through like learning how to feel safe feeling, being able to hold more, expand your capacity, and then moving into self-trust, manifesting self-leadership by leveraging your nervous system. But how do you know if your nervous system is dysregulated? I want to talk through that. So your nervous system, we have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is responsible for the flight and fight stress response, and parasympathetic is responsible for rest and digest mode. And so you can read more on the blog post about the nervous system in general, and I have a bunch of other blog posts on the nervous system. But when your nervous system is dysregulated, it can lead to a lot of problems. So it leads to stress, but it can also lead to problems with your health if it's prolonged over time. If you don't get into a regulated state, it can also lead to, lots of you watching this are entrepreneurs, it leads to problems with decision making, problems with consistency in your income, but also your ability to take action, and just your overall mood. And so there's a few kind of key indicators that you just want to note. Like if you don't want to look at these if you have any of these like symptoms and freak out. But these are just signs that your nervous system might be dysregulated. And you can regulate your nervous system by practicing somatic work, by just tuning into your body more frequently. There's a million free things you can do to regulate your nervous system. But the goal is, with Regulate and Rise and just nervous system work in general, the goal is to have a more flexible nervous system. So it's not that you won't experience stress or even that you won't experience a dysregulated nervous system. It's just that you'll be more flexible. You'll be able to calm down. You'll be able to feel two things at once, and just it'll be easier for you to de-stress. Okay, so signs that you have a dysregulated nervous system. If you can't fall asleep, it could be a symptom of an overactive sympathetic system. If you wake up a lot, so these are all regarding sleep. I'm going to go through sleep, mood swings, digestive problems, chronic pain, and then some things you can do. So if you can't sleep, waking frequently, early morning waking, excessive fatigue, those 4 different problems with sleep patterns stem from different dysregulation. So having an overactive sympathetic, which I already mentioned, stress hormone imbalance, poor sleep quality. I feel like I'm rambling. You just have to read the blog post. I just want to give you an overview. Okay, so it can also lead to digestive problems. So if you have a hard time accessing your parasympathetic state, which is for rest and digest. So if you're staying in fight or flight, it's going to be harder for you to access the parasympathetic, and then you'll have problems with digestion, and sleep, which we've already mentioned. But having a dysregulated nervous system can also lead to chronic pain and tension for obvious reasons. If you have stress over a long period of time, you have tension over a long period of time, that can lead to physical pain. But pain signals can also become amplified when your nervous system is dysregulated. So things that might be mild discomfort to someone could feel much more painful to you if you're in a dysregulated state. My glasses are so dirty, but maybe I'll just share this screen so we're looking at the same thing instead of you looking at my dirty glasses. There. Hi. Hello. Can make this bigger too. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so sleep, digestive problems, physical pain. Okay, so the heightened intensity, this is the last thing I want to say about that, happens because your nervous system processes pain signals differently when it's dysregulated. So in the post, I also talk about effective techniques to calm your nervous system. So, and when I first read things like this, I'm like, "Wah, wah, wah," like whatever. But these things really do help. There was times when I'm a cyclist, a long distance cyclist, but there was a period of time where I realized that I actually had some unresolved trauma from some of my past biking experience because I used to have this weird stomach issue, and so I would bike, but I never knew how my body was gonna feel, and so I would have some very long, multiple hours of rides where I just felt awful, but, like, you have to get home, um, and these kinds of things really helped me. So, like, one is naming 5 things that you can see, touching 4 different textures, noticing things around you, identifying 2 distinct smells, focusing on the taste. So this is called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. You can do all these things together, but another way that I like to use this is like layering senses. So I'll think of one thing that I can see, and then I'll think of one thing I can hear, and then I'll touch something, and then I'll see what I can taste, and then I'll think about what I can smell, and then I'll layer my senses. So I'll think when I'm looking at something, and then I can feel my fingertips and try to focus those on those 2 things at a time because you can't think about anything else when you're trying to intentionally layer your senses. So it can be super grounding. You can also do progressive muscle relaxation. So whether you're sitting in a classroom, sitting in jury duty, or just sitting alone at your house, you can do a body scan. So starting at your feet, moving all the way to your head, and you're just trying to stay in touch with physical sensation. Um, Nature is really healing and regulating. And then I've got a bunch of other resources in here. So I'll let you read the rest of the post, but I like to do these talk throughs, like I'm trying this. And let me know what you think. If this is helpful for me to do these little introductions or just waste of time, let me know. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.